How's it going, guys? Doing some tank maintenance today and looking through all the questions that I have. I want to give a huge shout out to all you guys for sending me tons of questions. It's really cool that this channel is taking off, and it is super rewarding to help answer questions. And I love doing it, so keep sending them. Today's video, though, is devoted to, I've been asked multiple times on what I do about aquarium backgrounds. Like, what is a cheap DIY aquarium background? And to be completely honest with you, I've dabbled with every single idea when it comes to aquarium backgrounds. And I'll tell you what I don't do. I don't go to my pet store and I don't buy those Klingon expensive backgrounds because they're expensive and I have tons of tanks and I just can't afford to throw money away, because that could be most of my money gets dumped into food. I will be completely honest. When you get a bunch of fish, you will find that food becomes a huge financial deal. But anyhow, my favorite cheap aquarium background, there's a couple ways to do this. The cheapest, absolute best in my opinion, is the black garbage bag. Black plastic garbage bags are the cheapest, and if you find yourself looking for a background for a super big tank or a longer tank, what you can do is buy some of the black poly that they use for painting. So you can save a lot of money. What you can do is use one black garbage bag, and a garbage bag has two sides to it, obviously, because it is essentially, it opens up. So what you do is you cut it down the middle, and it goes the span of a 4-foot tank almost perfectly. You just cut it to fit, and you just essentially tape it on. I used to think that, or a person might think that you need a Klingon aquarium background, that like you get wet and you squeegee the water out of it till it sticks to the glass. But that's completely not the case. Essentially all you need is just something behind the tank that's black or a certain specific color that you desire, that's preferably waterproof. So I've used construction paper taped to the back, but if something happens and it gets wet, it turns into a complete mess. And that's where the plastic garbage bags come in to save you, because they're completely waterproof, they're easy to work with, and they're super cheap. So in my opinion, there isn't a better aquarium background than a plastic black garbage bag. And if you are going to be super picky about the color, like if you want a blue, then you're essentially just stuck with two routes. You either have to paint it, which is pretty cheap to begin with, or else you can buy a background from a pet store. But the goal of this video is for cheap DIY backgrounds. So, and what I've done, I've dabbled with all of them, guys. I've essentially done all the different stages of blues. I've painted them on. I've painted gray. I've done the spray foam backgrounds. The 3D backgrounds are obviously my favorite, but they take a lot more work, and it's a complete headache to get them in the tank. If you use the dry lock concrete, that reflects your water parameters. I'll be completely honest, DIY 3D backgrounds pretty much suck, unless I found the easiest route is if you have an acrylic tank, to literally just spray use the spray foam against the back of the tank on the inside of the tank, because acrylic tanks never come apart. There's never resealing, etc. So, but you can't do that with glass tanks, because you gotta take them apart. So, alright, I'm gonna wrap this video up. My favorite DIY aquarium background is the garbage bag, or black poly, essentially. So, and I'll throw a link in the description box to some cheap poly that I buy on Amazon, because I don't mess around with garbage bags, because I can buy $6 of poly, and it's a thicker ply, and it's just easier to work with, because sometimes garbage bags are commonly super thin, and it just kind of sucks in comparison to the thicker 4mm poly you can get for close to nothing anyhow. And I've done so many tanks with that. So without further ado, on to the next video.